The Scion House was built in the 1760s by the architect Robert Adam and is located in West London in the county of Middlesex. In the year of 1431, the space now occupied by the Scion House was an abbey. After hundreds of years, in the 18th century, Hugh Percy, the first Duke of Northumberland, commissioned architect and interior designer Robert Adam and landscape designer Lancelot Capability Brown to redesign the house and estate. In 1951, the Scion House was allowed public access, while in 1995, bedrooms and family rooms also became public. Some principles in the house are the use of balance and unity. Although the house is very simple, the balance is giving a very appealing look, giving it a symmetrical look throughout. The interior of the house uses the symmetrical look to help show off its beauty and elegance. Elements are used in this house when talking about the use of lines throughout the whole building, making the simple design of the exterior look more like a castle with the horizontal zigzag lines. Inside the Scion House is a great example of materials due to the flooring of the different colors and shapes of the tiles. This house allows for a sense of the place theory to come to life as it brings the character of the time period and the location of the space to life. And it also gives meaning to the families and people who have owned it previously. This is a great example of history because it shows how people in England lived and what materials they used way back hundreds of years ago. This house uses many different colors throughout the space. As you walk in each room, you enter a new experience with a different tone of way in the way of light and color are expressed. In some rooms, the experience is a deeper and darker tone with light coming through other entrances, while the main entrance gives off light with bright colors and windows, which allow the natural lighting to appear. Although the Scion House has many beautiful attractions and spots inside, a very creative part of this is the garden. The garden uses technology involving a greenhouse and solar panels. The garden allows the experiential theory to emerge into the space. This is also because now people hold large events here as well as get tours. Children get to run around and enjoy the feeling of free space all around them. The Scion House includes many finishes throughout the interior of the space, both of the walls, floorings, and ceilings. The building was built in the late 1700s in London, so attention to detail as well as craft was highly expected in houses such as this. Their furniture as well had much attention to detail, and as each room and color and mood went along with the craft of the furnishing, as each room is set up with the furniture pieces that would be hard to be placed in any other room in this house. This house focuses on the human-centric theory, as it was originally a place for a family and people to rest and live. So when they made it a place...
Welcome to the last privately owned country estate in London, Scion Park. The Duke of Northumberland's home, Scion House, its beautiful gardens and the stunning Great Conservatory can be hired on an exclusive basis all year round. We're located only 8 miles from the centre of town, or 8 miles from Heathrow, and just across the river from Kew Gardens. Let me show you around this delicious place. This magnificent room is the Great Hall. Its purpose even to this day is to welcome guests into Scion House. It's ideal for 120 guests for a formal dinner, or 120 guests for a wedding, or up to 250 guests for a standing drinks reception. It's based around a Roman basilica, and its grand scale and splendour resemble imperial Rome. This room is the state dining room. It's the second of the state apartments, and it can seat parties of 80 guests on round tables, or alternatively up to about 60 guests on one long spectacular table. This room is furnished with beautiful marble statues representing the mythological gods and goddesses of food and wine. This beautiful room is the Duke's private dining room and has been used as the family's dining room since Robert Adam remodelled most of the house in the 18th century. The beautiful mahogany table can seat up to about 24 guests with our beautiful antique chairs, or up to about 30 if you bring in standard banqueting chairs. The room also overlooks the inner courtyard, which is set in the centre of the Scion House, and can be used with the green drawing room just next door. This room is the Northumberland room, which has been recently refurbished. It has a slightly more modern feel. It can take about 70 people theatre style for a meeting, or up to 30 guests in a boardroom style layout. This unique and special venue is the Great Conservatory.